So x over 5 minus x plus 4 over 7 equals 0. And remember, we don't like those fractions, do we? So the idea is first figure out what the common denominator would be. What would the common denominator be with a 5, a 7, and we'll assume there's a 1 there. What would the common denominator be? 35, right? So instead of finding the equivalent fractions, what we're going to do instead is multiply both sides by 35 over 1. Remember, you can do whatever you want to an equation. The only rule is whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other, right? So you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, whatever you want, as long as whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And whatever the common denominator would have been, that's what we're going to multiply by. So our common denominator would have been 35 over 1. So here's what we're going to do. Multiply times every term, top times top, 35 times x, and 1 times 5 is 5. Minus, oh, I forgot to put parentheses around this one. We're going to multiply 35 times this whole thing. But I don't know if you watched on the video, I said don't actually multiply it out yet. Just leave it as 35 times x plus 4 over 1 times 7 is 7 equals, what is 0 times 35? Still 0. 1 times 1 is 1, right? It sort of looks like a mess at this point, but what you have to do now is go back and simplify. What is 35 over 5? What is 35 over 5? Right, it's 7. And what is 35 over 7? It's 5 times that thing, x plus 4, equals 0 over 1 is still 0. And at this point, when you reduce these fractions, you should have an equation that doesn't have any more fractions then. And I don't know about you, but I would much rather solve this than that. I don't like fractions all that much. What do you think, Bishop?
I don't know.
Make sense? A little bit? It's one of those 5-mile things, I think. You know, it's way easier to watch somebody else do it than have to do it myself, right? Yeah. Boy, it's so easy to watch somebody else run 5 miles, but if I got to do it, it's a killer. So, yeah. But anyway, you got to practice. What do I do next? Multiply that out now. Now we'll multiply negative 5 times x. And now we'll multiply, don't forget, negative 5 times positive 4. What's negative 5 times positive 4? Negative 20 equals 0. Now what are we going to do? I think I see some like terms right here on the same side. We could combine those. What's 7x take away 5x? 2x. 2x minus 20 equals 0. I have all the x's together. I need to get rid of what's with it. What's with it? A minus 20. How do I get rid of the minus 20? So I have 2x equals, now what? Divide by 2. And I get x equals 10. Is that what you got? Does that make sense? So I thought I would give you the opportunity to work on it if you needed or ask any questions. And I will wait up here in my office. And today's assignment, we're going to do a few more. We're going to do page 299, WE 11 to 16. So when you finish 5 through 10, throw it in the basket, and then you can work on 11 through 16. And I'll be right here waiting if you have any questions. And I will be right here waiting if you have any questions.